Welcome back, everyone, to episode 5. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 4, The Things That Go Bump in the Night. Today, we have a question. Is social media and the access to the internet damaging our youth? Well, we're about to find out today. I'm here with my co-host,
Zombie Mom. Hi, guys. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our last episode. And I'm excited to talk about this one because obviously I have two children. One is 15 and one is 16. And I can see how much social media affects each one of them. And, as me growing up, I didn't have the cell phones and texting and all that stuff until I was in, you know, middle school, going into ninth grade, 10th grade. So it's still new to me. So let's get into this topic. It's going to be very interesting to hear, our point of view and everything else like that. So let's see what happens.
well, not only that, but we didn't grow up with anything at all. Like the internet was still barely growing. YouTube wasn't even a thing until 2005. And
Yeah.
that's when you could find like Vines and PewDiePie when he started and all this other stuff. And you know that we didn't have access to internet unless we were at school. And if we had internet at home, we would have to have like $1,000 worth laptop or a computer.
Yeah, it wasn't a big thing. Social media and internet wasn't a big thing for us. We were as kids, we wanted to be outside, we wanted to play with our friends, drinking the hose water, things like that, and nowadays kids don't even care to go outside, and now like I said, my two kids, they make excuses to go out. They don't go outside. It's too hot. They don't know what to do. They can't use their imagination like what we used to do. So yeah, I'm excited for this topic because it's damaging our children, and they're following into the crowds, and they're trying to be like how we say it. Going along with the Joneses. Whatever they have, you have to have. Things like that. So I'm just excited for the video, and hopefully we can shed some light into this situation.
And it is not just the social media on our youth, it's also dating as well, especially for our youth. Because everything is online. No one actually meets physically anymore. No one actually goes out to talk. And it's getting to that point where it's like you have to have so much amount of money, or you have to be somewhat famous or successful to even get someone to like you.
Well, that's yes, but there's even situations how our kids have to deal with their girlfriends or their boyfriends, and cheating wise is a big thing, and it's easy to cheat
Yeah.
nowadays
Yeah.
because you could talk to your boyfriend online, or you see each other once in a while, but you could have your phone and you could talk to other people, and there's never that trust there anymore because you don't know what that other person's doing. Mind you, that you could be with someone for over 14, 15 years and then not look on their phone because you trust them, and then finding out they might be cheating. So it's just like, I mean, that's even where our topic has even lied when it came to marriages. Marriages fall apart due to social media
Yeah.
because they go into, things that are inappropriate, and it affects their marriage, or they're finding girls online and cheating on their wives. So it's just like social media has not even harmed our kids, it's harmed the whole world,
It
but
really has. The thing is that it's cheating is back in the day. It used to be cheating is if you went out and you had intimacy with someone else, or entertained somebody else. With social media, it's gotten to the point where it's now you're sending pictures to somebody else, even if they're not nude, sending pictures to somebody else,
Mhm.
talking to somebody else, texting them on the phone or calling them on the phone, um,
Yes.
still entertaining someone else, or showing more, uh, um, more time and effort into somebody else than your actual spouse. Cheating has gone so broad that if you're dating someone and they are texting somebody else and they're sending heart emojis and stuff, that's considered cheating. If you send them a picture to see what you look like and you have a boyfriend, that is considered cheating. It just keeps going on and on and on. And you can't trust anybody. You can't trust someone else because if they have a social media account, because they're going to get blown up, especially beautiful, attractive girls are going to get blown up on the internet because they're attractive and they're putting themselves all over social media.
And you can't take those pictures down because they're already out there. And that is why it's so harmful for our children. And that is where, the pedophiles get involved. That is where sex trafficking gets involved. And that's where we're so adamant and trying to protect our kids, but they think we're being so hard on them that they think we don't understand social media. Yes, we understand social media. It's dangerous. You could have TikTok, great. Don't put yourself out there. You with my kids, my sons, they have social media. Two different personalities. One I have to be more attentive to due to the fact that he's autistic, and my other son I have to be more harsh because he is in that stage of I want to do what I want, excuse me. And he's in that stage of that's my business, and you don't need to worry about what I'm doing and things like that. And see, that's not how I raised my son. And he knows that. I love him to death, and I want the best for him. And I think all parents want the best for their children. But like I said, we want to have this topic blown out because, we had incidents with, children and, especially my kids, that social media is their go-to. Kids can get Lyft rides without their parents knowing. They can go order Uber. Don't even know that, because you don't even know who those fucking people are when you order Uber or in a Lyft ride. They could be fucking serial killers. So I just wanted this topic, and I think it was good because I know a lot of parents are going through similar situations, and we hope that you guys can comment and tell me what you guys have went through and what you've done to make it better or things like that.
Yeah, definitely. So the topic in the video we're going to be watching, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this video because we have a lot of stuff we want to talk about and say, because I'm pretty sure a lot of parents and a lot of millennials that grew up in a situation we have can understand it and relate. So we're going to be watching Has Social Media Harmed Our Kids? It's basically pro social media versus anti social media people. So let's get to it.
More recently, I did have a hate account on Instagram. They told me to kill myself and told me that I was ugly and that I looked like a clown. But then I realized they're only making fun of me because I'm giving them attention about it.
I'm pro social media because I like to send memes to my grandma, I like to keep connected with my friends, but most importantly, I think it's a useful platform and tool.
I didn't know what a trans guy was before I was on TikTok. I just thought I was a masculine girl.
I have social media, but I don't use them. I kind of just have enough posts that doesn't make me seem like a loser.
I find it really toxic because everything's based off numbers. I just want to see how pro-social media has helped their life because it hasn't really helped me as a person.
I'm a content creator on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. I'd say that I would make $30,000 to $40,000 a month.
I'm anti-social media because of the present algorithms in place.
So do you think Instagram is the most detrimental social media?
No, I think TikTok is. Because it's manipulating their users and taking so much information from them, and they're showing that through the For You page, and people don't care.
Hi, I'm Alexa. I'm 18 years old and I'm pro social media. And I love social media just because of the culture it brings.
Hi, I'm Phillips, plural. I am on the pro side and I just like to spread awareness.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm 16. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and a little bit of YouTube. And I am pro social media because it helped me meet a lot of other trans kids when I was struggling.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm 15 and I'm anti-social media because I find it really toxic and competitive for myself.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm 18 and I am anti-social media and I'm the CEO of a movement that works to kind of promote a healthier existence on social media.
My name is Emmy. I'm 16. I'm anti-social media because of personal experience and like general anxiety.
I want the pro social media people to go on the left, anti-social media people on the right. I'm going to read out the prompt. If you agree, step forward, and if you disagree, stay put. I spend more than 3 hours on social media daily.
Artlist creators, want to share your work with the world and get featured on our socials?
I definitely find myself scrolling for hours when I'm bored, and I definitely get sucked in and I can't stop.
For me, a lot of my school stuff got pushed to social media, all the clubs and orgs. Another one that's...
Okay, so for the few minutes that we watched, talking to the girl that gets like $40,000 a month or whatever on social media, she doesn't even know what it means to work her ass off in a 9-to-5 job to make money. Yeah, you're on.
Okay. No, I totally agree because, you know, that $40,000 a month, she doesn't know what it is to actually work outside with extra, like, not extra people, but like with people in general, like to communicate face to face with someone else that's your coworker.
Yeah.
You are 24/7 in your house. Okay, maybe not. Maybe she's out drinking coffee with her friends and posting that on fucking social media. But you're not actually working. You're not, you know, to them, they're working. To them, they have to do content and they have to figure out this, that. Okay, great. But you actually haven't been out in the day, like a job, coming home from 9 to 5 or fucking 6 in the morning to fucking 6 at night and actually working your ass off and getting a small paycheck a week. You know what I mean? So, great, you make more than your fucking mom and dad does, but you haven't lifted a finger in society.
At all. And the saddest part is, and I hate to always go back to this, is that women can make money faster and easier than men can. Men have to do a lot more and work a lot harder, even to be a social media, you know, someone on social media, to even get that amount of money. You can go on Twitch right now and you'll see the levels of viewers from women to men. Men get less than women all the time. And if a man starts out trying to build his Twitch, he has to do something extremely fucked up or extremely crazy to even get the views a girl who shows her cleavage on Twitch can't. It's easier for women to get money. It's harder for men. That girl does not know what it means to work to bring home actual cash from her hard work. She thinks, oh, I'm on social media. People think social media, being on social media is hard work. It is not. You can get a cup, post a picture of the cup and say something cute, sweet, and you get thousands of people looking at your fucking thing because you're a girl. If a guy did that, he'd probably get 50, 60, maybe 100 comments, maybe 100 likes. She does not know in the aspect of the real world. And, you know, if everything financial collapses and everybody does not get money anymore from social media and all this shit, let's say social media just gets wiped off the face of the fucking earth, cell phones, internet, all that stuff, do you think these people know how to survive?
No, because they wouldn't understand how to communicate face to face.
No, they're antisocial.
You know, and a lot of the places are, you know, now you have to do customer service and things like that for your damn self, you know, self-checkout, things like that, because nobody wants to communicate with nobody. And that's sad because, I mean, I like to talk to my my cash register. Not my cash register. I like
First
to
you're
talk.
about to say cat, and then you say cash register.
Oh God, I'm having a bad speech impediment today. I like to talk to my. What is it? I have a brain fart.
Your what? Your people? Your
Like when they're ringing up my food for me.
the
Cashiers,
employees,
cashiers.
cashiers. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I was close, but not close enough. God, my cashiers, I like to talk to them and socialize with them. You know, even the baggers, I like to do that. But it's so you don't see them anymore. You know what I mean? You don't see baggers anymore. You don't see, cashiers that much anymore. And it's just like it's getting worse that people are not communicating with each other. And if they're communicating with each other, they're Karens and they're yelling at each other.
That's the only communication we get.
And it's like social media. You could go to social media and you could stay hours on your phone, and then you're going to be antisocial. And then that's why a lot of kids get antisocial. They don't want to be outside. They don't want to be with the life of everybody else. And it's so hard to pull them away from that and actually enjoy living.
Yeah, yeah, and there was this post on X when I was watching it, or I forgot where it was, where it was a school, told these kids, you will not bring your cell phones in school or you will not be allowed in school. All those kids decided, fuck their education, I'm going to stick with my phone, and no kids went to school. Kids cannot survive without their cell phones.
Yeah,
they cannot survive without technology, internet, or anything like that. There's even a show where like the father was driving and the kids were like, oh my God, my battery is going to die. What do I do? What do I do? Freaking out. Like, seriously? Like, I would walk as a kid in the back seat. He'll be driving. I'll just be looking at the concrete, the sidewalk, saying, I was there. I was there. I was there.
I remember that. We used to do that all the time. I don't know why. It was like some entertainment shit. If not that, we put our window down and make hand puppets and say we're flying, or we'd put our mouth open so the fucking air goes in so we could see our fucking mouths all dried up like we're old. I mean, like, we used to do stupid shit in the car. If not that, like, we didn't have. We had one TV, and it was a big ass box TV that was heavy as hell in our living room. We didn't have cable. We were lucky if we did. It last a month.
Yeah, we had analog.
We had PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever. But then we always got bored of it, and so I was playing with my Barbies and I was playing with my toys, or we would go outside and we would kick a ball around, or we'd play tag, or what me and my brother said, we used to play zombies, where he would always be the zombie. But you know what I mean? Like, we would play things with our imagination. Our brain was working all the time. We were actually kids running around, being at night, playing, having fun. And these kids don't even know what that means. I tell them, I was like, let's play flashlight tag. Let's play hide and seek outside. And they're just like, no, they have to have their phone. They have to have this. And it's just like, you don't know what it means to actually be a kid. Like, my boyfriend took the boys camping, and up in the mountains, and they had no way to contact nothing. And the first time my son said that he enjoyed being up there. You know what I mean? I mean, he said it was scary because that was his first time camping, but my 15-year-old son, he says, I enjoyed it. And and then when social media came back on for them, it was like it all over again. You know what I mean? It started all over again. And it's just so sad how our generation has deteriorated. How the generation of our children have deteriorated. It's like TikTok, YouTube, fucking Instagram, Facebook is just like rubbing their brain to be mush and nothing.
Yeah, especially TikTok. I call people who don't have the intellectual capacity to handle conversations, I call them TikTok brain, because they only could say or think about something for a few short minutes and then they forget right away.
Yeah.
It's like they have the capacity of a goldfish. And it's sad because even scientists, there's even studies out there that keep going that are finding out that TikTok and social media are lowering the IQ of American children and adults.
And that is so sad.
And you know what's even worse is that Japan and all these places have TikTok and all this shit. But see, their intelligence is still high because they go to school 6 days a week and they still work their asses off.
Yeah.
Here, no, we're so much freedom here that and most parents, they have a choice. I can raise my kid to be proper, or I'm just get him out of my way and here's fucking technology.
Yeah, here's a tablet, be quiet.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens nowadays. You know, here's my phone, son, be quiet. I'm busy. And it's not supposed to be like that. You know, I mean, my son, you know, was raised in 2009 when he was growing up and everything like that, and I didn't shove social media down his throat. You know, I had a cell phone. He wasn't allowed to touch my cell phone. You know, I had, you know, books for him to read. You know, we always took adventures out, you know, took him to the zoo, you know, just a bit. He was always a kid. You know, he enjoyed being at the park. He enjoyed being outside. He enjoyed being with the dogs. And now him being a teenager, it's totally different. You know, I mean, like, as a parent, you know, we didn't have a manual to tell us how to raise our kids.
No.
You know, we didn't have it to be like, okay, that's the wrong way to yell at them. Don't do this, don't do that. We didn't have that. We had to figure it out all ourselves. And that's what I tell the kids. Like, you have to understand, like, we're learning as well as you're learning, but see, when we're telling you social media, you need to cut it off, or you need to stop, or you don't need to be on it so much. It's like someone's ripping their soul out, you know? And it's just like, oh my God, dude, it's just a phone. I have a home phone. I'll give you your girlfriend's number. You can call her with that and see how it feels. You can't text or see her. You know? I mean, my home phone is all dusty because nobody wants to use it.
I wouldn't either, to be honest. It's just there.
You
I mean,
know?
I don't even use my phone. The only time I do it is look at my cameras or if I'm listening to music at work. But other than that, I don't use my phone. Like, I deleted all my social medias. I deleted my, you know, my Facebook. I deleted my Instagram, deleted my Snapchat. Well, I still have Snapchat, but that's for a different reason. I deleted everything else except for my YouTube and my Rumble, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it and I just, you know, you get so bored. I mean, it's just, to me, it's a phone. And I've even asked my son, I said, do you even remember my number? No, but I remember Dad's, you know, and, you know, my 16-year-old doesn't even remember no numbers either. So it's just like, I remember growing up, I had to remember my nanas, my dads, my uncles, my aunts, I had to remember everybody's freaking number just in case of emergency.
Yep, and you always carried a physical contact booklet.
Yeah, because you never freaking know. Now it's like, hold on, let me look on my cell phone, you know? And it's just like, oh my God. It's just gotten so bad. It's just horrible.
It definitely has.
It's more personal to me is that keeps you in touch with your family. All my family's in Vietnam, so yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends are online, and I'm just like on their accounts, you know, like hyping them up or just like texting them on Instagram because I don't like to use regular text.
It's definitely my #1 source of entertainment. I don't watch as much YouTube or Netflix, and I kind of just go through TikTok, and like that's what brings me joy sometimes.
Yeah, TikTok is easy.
So, short attention spans.
Oh yeah.
You get sucked in, like you go on for like 30 minutes and then you're just there forever, and that happens to me all the time.
But sometimes I spend more time comparing myself to others. Oh, I'm not getting that many likes, and it kind of brings me down.
But if I went on TikTok and I kind of just analyzed everyone and just was like trying to compare myself, then it would definitely bring me down. But just as a content creator, I just have the mindset of like, oh, this is what you make, and maybe I can make it differently.
I want the disagrees to come forward.
Prior to a movement I started called Log Off, I spent about 5 hours on social media a day, and it was to talk with my sister who was in college, but I also got really bad repercussions about my body, and I felt really terrible after scrolling. But after I rethought about how I wanted to spend my time on there, it became much more productive. So I still spend time on Instagram. It's just to get a meme from my college sister or to talk with friends that really bring me up.
I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, but I never open the app ever. I'm clearly not the skinniest, and I have alopecia, so I'm losing my hair, and I'll look on social media and I'll see some K-pop star and they're a 00 with the longest hair on the planet, and they're their skin is silk smooth. And when I take pictures, no matter what I do, you can see the whites of my scalp. So I don't take photos, and because I don't take photos, I don't have anything to post, and because I don't have anything to post, I don't see a point in opening the app. Plus, I'd rather spend my time reading.
I used to be more meek and mild. I was just like, oh no, they're gonna comment I'm ugly and they're gonna hate on me. But then when TikTok started blowing up, one of my videos blew up, and I was just like, hey, they don't hate me. And I was just like, oh, okay, the confidence, it's coming in.
And I get 100 notifications a day from my best friend saying, I found this new video you would love. And I'll click on it occasionally, and I love the video because it's funny, it's short, and it
oh, that just irritates me. Okay, so they're not hearing what they're saying.
No, they really
so
are
you're
not.
sitting here and you're debating, oh, people hate me. And then one video blows up and you're like, oh, yes, they love me. Why the fuck do you care what people think of you? That's my big fucking questions. Why the fuck do you care what others think of you?
I call it the attention deficiency disorder. It's where they cannot, for the TikTok lovers, cannot handle a day where they don't get the attention. They lose their shit. It's like if they post a video and they're like, oh, I'm going to get 50,000 likes, and they get 49,999, the whole fucking world ends. And there's so many people who do that, so many TikTokers who complain and bitch and cry and moan about not getting the likes that they want or the money or whatever they get. And she even made a good point. TikTok, it's short attention span. That's why it was created, to make people fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, it's making our people stupid. It's making our children stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God my son doesn't see TikTok a lot. He has calmed down so much with it. But my thing is, all of these kids here and everybody else that is pro social media, they care about what people think of them and how they look and what they say. Motherfucker, I have a speech impediment. Sometimes some people don't understand what the hell I'm saying, but I'm not going to change because of you. I'm freaking fluffy as hell. I'm not going to go skinny so I could get likes, and I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Exactly.
I'm going to eat my burger how I'm going to eat my burger. I'm not going to sit there and post it on fucking TikTok or Instagram and say, look at you guys, I'm a fat one eating a burger. Come on.
It's the same with me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if I'm attractive or not. I don't give a shit if I don't make a lot of money or not. What matters to me is my own happiness, my own, whatever I want. We post TikTok, but it's not like everybody else doing it. We post our TikTok for our streaming, or for our record, for our podcast. That's all we put on our fucking on our TikTok.
Yeah, and I even seen where I have a TikTok, me personally, and I took pictures of myself, and it was just my face, and the most I got was 1,800. No, 1,800.
1,800.
Yeah, 18. Like I said it right. See, I'm retarded. 1,800 views, and all that. But it's like, okay, it was just my face, and it just, yeah.
It's like that girl in the middle says, it's just numbers. That's all it is.
Exactly. I don't care, but I use my social media, to advertise us as well. And I've posted other things like my dogs, and they got like 200 views. My dogs. Who wouldn't love to see a dog play with a fucking toy? No. But when it's someone else or, a body or whatever, it's going to blow up. But like I said, why does anybody give a shit what others think of them?
And here's the thing. Body dysmorphia was not even a thing until social media started kicking up, when TikTok started becoming popular. That's when this body dysmorphia bullshit came in, where people says, I don't like my body. Why? Because you have people telling you about your body's wrong. You have other people on the fucking social media telling you that you look ugly or your body's not attractive enough.
Yep.
That's where that fucking bullshit started. It's not a fucking medical thing. It was never a medical thing.
Yep.
Until social media. Until social media came up, then that's when people are saying, I have body dysmorphia, or I'm trans, or I'm this, I'm that. If you're a guy and you're gay and you like other guys, you're gay. But this, oh well, I'm just trapped inside of a girl. I'm trapped inside of a boy's body, but I feel like a girl. No, okay, well, when did that started happening? When did that shit started happening and getting more popular? Is it the chemicals that are in our food? Is it the bullshit that we're being fed in every single day that you have body dysmorphia, or that you're trans? That started when Obama, like I said in the fucking previous things, that started when Obama became president.
Yeah. And that's what I said. It's just these kids care about what other people think of them. And then if someone doesn't like them, they decide. And this is why our children have, the suicide rates have gone quadruple than it was when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Because due to social media. Because it's easy to get bullied on social media. It's easy to hate your life on social media. And this is why a lot of mothers, and I feel so sorry for those mothers that they lose their children because of bullying. Yep.
Lose their children because of bullying.
Yes, that thing. And that's so sad, and it shouldn't happen. But see, it's all due to social media. It's so easy to get someone's number and just tell them, die, nobody loves you, kill yourself, hurt yourself. It's so easy to do it. And it's so sad that it happens every single minute. Even as we are talking now, there might be a kid out there hating themselves. And I tell my kids, never care what people think of you, because they're not living your life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to please anybody else but yourself. Love who you are, because if you can't love who you are, how are you going to keep living life, right?
Well, it basically just goes with everything. If you don't love yourself, you can never love anything in the world.
Exactly.
You know, God created us individually by the creations that he gave us, regardless of what our freaking conditions or what we look like. We were created specifically for a reason, and we might not know what the reasons are, but if you feel like you're not like everybody else, if you feel like you're not, like you're a black sheep, then there's maybe a good reason why you're a black sheep. Maybe God wants you to be that way so he can show you the reality of the world, to make you stronger, to make you be a good person in the end, to, give your all to.
Me, as a 14-year-old, I was the black sheep. I was the outspoken, did not care what the family thought, and ended up being out there in the streets. And I hate where my life was, but, I tell my son, he is my miracle baby. And that God put him on this earth, yes, one, to save my life because I was going in a bad place, and two, to show how different things could be. And, he is my miracle baby. I love him. He is God's son, and, I wouldn't change him for nothing, but I want him to understand that life out there in that world with social media and living out there with no structure and nobody that cares, is not the way to go in his life. You know, I know he wants to be a 15-year-old with friends and girlfriends and, you know, what teenager doesn't? But uh, there's always a right way of doing everything.
It's not just that. Like, if it was our time, he could have done that easily, and we wouldn't worry because it wasn't as dangerous as it is now. It
Oh,
is
it's
so
triple
dangerous.
dangerous than
It
it
is
is.
so dangerous to be on the streets by yourself as a young kid or even as an adult,
Yeah.
because you can get robbed, you can get raped, you can get murdered. Anything could fucking happen to you, and it's not safe for kids to be out. But at the same time, that is also damaging our kids because it's like they're quarantined.
Yeah, and I understand that because, you know, that's what he told me. He goes, I feel like a prisoner in my home. And that's the last thing I want my children to feel, you know. And as a mom, I try to compromise on everything, you know. You know, his best friend's supposed to come over in 2 weeks before school starts. I don't mind it. His friend is one of the good kids, you know. You know, and if he told me, hey, I want to go to, you know, my friend's house, you know, and the trust has to be earned, you know, and this is what kids don't understand. I want to trust him, you know, but it's so hard to, you know, because I know what the world is, you know, and I'm not trying to put him on blast. I love my son to death. I just
He's a good kid. He's just,
making wrong choices.
yeah. And as his uncle, I know that he's trying to find himself.
Yes.
He's trying to find out who he is, what he wants in life. But he's following social media because I know for a fact when he has social media and you watch videos, there's always like, oh, you don't have to listen to your parents. Parents don't know nothing. Parents don't understand nothing. Parents don't understand us. That is the wrong thing to listen to, because I'm not a parent, but he should listen to the ones that are there, that
Yeah.
are older, because we experience shit. We know the dangers of everything. We're trying to keep you safe. Why would we do that? Why would we not want to do that? If we're on your ass, we're not doing it because we want to be a pieces of shit and make your life miserable. We're doing it because we want to protect you and make sure nothing bad happens to you.
Exactly. And that's the thing is, I know, you know, he has influencers that he watches and things like that. You know, he tells me that, you know, I can make millions and things like that because of social media. But in my head, is like, okay, well, go to school, learn social media, learn, you know, gaming, learn things like that. At least you have a degree, and then you could be on social media all day because you have a degree. My my phone is
Your phone just went on the map?
my phone went on the map.
What the fuck? FBI.
Alrighty then. Sorry guys. Anyway, so it's like, you know, I just want him to understand where we are coming from. And on top of that, like, we're trying to learn how he is and what he likes, and, you know, um we're just trying to understand him in every way, because like I said, you know, us parents, it's hard to understand our children these days.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they doing that? What are they doing? You know, no, I don't want to close my son off and keep him in his room 24/7. That is not my goal. That is not what I want. But I want him to know that, hey, mom, I want to go to my friend's house. I'm giving you 2 days in advance. Okay, son, let me talk to his mom, and then we could drop you off. That's the communication kids don't have these days. They cannot communicate with us. Now my son's trying. It's hard. Yes, it's not going to take over. It's overnight to talk to us. You know, yes, we're parents and we seem more strict and more hard to talk to. But honestly, I think me and my boyfriend are the most understanding and open, and we compromise a lot. and we're not hard to talk to, and we don't judge anybody by any means necessary. And this is why, like I said, this is why I wanted to talk about this, because I know he watches our podcast. And I want him to hear that, we love him very much and want the best for him. And he could do so much that his mind can, his potential. He has so much potential.
I mean, look at the stuff that he started doing. Like he's good at video games. He's
Very
definitely
good.
good at Siege.
Yes.
He's for the longest time he's been wanting a computer, and we got him a computer, and he's been doing such a good job on that and stuff. And with the schooling before too, he was getting good grades and everything like that. But as he's getting older, I know that he's trying to, like I said, he's trying to find himself.
Yes.
And it's no knack on anybody that he's trying to do this, but he's surrounded by sometimes not good people. And it influences
Agree.
him to make him feel like he needs to
Please
do what
them.
they tell, what they say, and not what the parents say.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is that, he's his own person. He shouldn't let anybody tell him what he needs to do that is not his parents.
And I told him that. I said he needs to be a leader, not a follower. And, he needs to understand that following others or what others do, he needs to not do.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my best friends, and I was telling her, I said, my son, he don't like to know that he is a nerd like his mom. He doesn't want to admit that. My son is just like me, a big nerd. He has a great personality, and he's funny, and he's a sweetheart and everything, but he's trying not to be that person. And I don't understand why, and trying to be someone he's not, because he's pleasing other people.
It's not only bad that he's pleasing people, it's just the fact that there's always a stigma around nerds or geeks. They always think it's the nerdy people wearing glasses with a broken crack in the center, wearing fucking pocket protectors with spandex and shit. Like, no.
That was in the freaking 80s, dude, and 70s.
Like Revenge of the Nerd. Watch that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Watch those movies. Those were legit nerds. See, our generation nerds are people who play video games.
And
people who watch anime.
He does that.
Huh?
I said he does that.
Yeah.
I was just saying after you.
People play video games, people who watch anime, people who like to draw, people who like to style themselves a different way, people who are funny, people who are comedian, like have a comedian attitude, that likes technology but also likes to have fun and stuff. Like, nerd has come a long ways from what it used to be.
And that's exactly what he is. He knows how to draw because I know how to draw. He watches a lot of anime. He plays a lot of video games. Our cousin gave him some stuff for his birthday, and it was just stuff that she was getting rid of. And Spider-Man, he jumped onto it. Loved Spider-Man. I was surprised he took the Power Ranger poster and hung it up on his wall. She gave him, those cards that you could get at like Peter Piper's or like Round One. They're like Marvel cards.
Oh yeah.
You have to play for it, and then he was sitting there yesterday organizing it. So in my head, it's like, son, this is who I raised you. You're amazing. Why hide that?
It's because society, like I said, depicts nerds as someone who can never get girls, someone who can never, be successful and all this other stuff. But here's the thing. It takes two to tangle when it comes to everything. He could be the most outstanding, all this other stuff, making millions and all that stuff, but finding the right partner is harder than anything ever before.
And I understand that.
And right now I think he's more of the fact that he's in a like he's kind of in the middle, because he doesn't want to be alone, but at the same time he's slowly starting to see why it's more important to be alone, especially as a young person. I always said it: do not go in a relationship or do not do anything until after graduation. That's when you know what you want to do. Do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to trade school? Or do you want to just go straight to work?
Yeah.
From there, if you go straight to work, you're going to have, tough time, this and that. But you're working your ass off. You're gaining experience.
Well, like with my son, it's doesn't believe in himself. He's the smartest kid I know.
Yeah, I've noticed.
And he is, on top of that, he is so smart. He likes all the nerdy things, and he's freaking handsome. And I know as a mom, all moms say our kids are handsome or beautiful. Okay, my son is gorgeous. My son could get any girl he wants, you know? And he just needs to believe in himself more. And the school he's going to, thank God we found it. Thank God for my best friend. You know, she pointed us in the right direction. He'll be getting his degree and high school diploma.
Yeah, he's getting a associate's degree?
Associate's degree and a high school diploma at the same time. And it's like, you don't have to go to college if you don't want to, son. You got a degree. You could go do what you want to do. And that's the thing, is he is so smart. He's amazing. He has a good head on his shoulders. Social media is bringing him down. Fucking helicopter.
I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but we are next to the military base and the airport. So
it's like, I know he's gonna hear this, but I want him to understand that I love him. Me and his dad love him to death. And we know how much potential he has. And I know that he is one of the smartest people I know when it comes to schoolwork. His drawings are so good, you know, and he's incredible. And my other son too, you know, he has a lot of potential. Yes, he's autistic, but he is a very smart kid. And he's very good at things. You know, he's good at video games. He's really good at puzzles that I can't do. You know, things like that. So yes, my boys are amazing, and social media has and is slowly destroying them
yeah,
and who they really are.
it hides them from who they are because they see things on social media that makes it seem like it's bad to be that person. And I mean, even this is right here is a prime example. It's like, you know, you post yourself on the internet, people look at you, they see a picture of you, but they don't know who the fuck you are. You could be the most evil, conniving son of a bitch, but you can take a picture of yourself looking like you're giving someone a flowers or food on the street or whatever,
And then you go and murder that person.
and then you
don't
take
even
it
know.
away from them and you eat it and shit right in front of them. Like that, I've seen that more times than anything before, and it's fucking disgusting. Just to get clout, just to get fucking views, you have to be a low piece of shit to do that. And like, I mean, I like the girl in the middle on the left side. Like I said before, she doesn't know what it means to work hard. I bet you anything she hasn't lifted a finger to help anybody. She probably doesn't even take. She probably sees a homeless person and walks right by the homeless person. I always see that with people who make money, they ignore the ones who are in need more than anybody else.
Yeah.
The ones who give out more is literally poor people themselves that don't have anything, are willing to give someone else that doesn't have anything something of their own.
Exactly.
I've rarely see rich people doing that. unless they actually started doing that from a long time ago.
My thing is, I don't understand why you have to go on TikTok, videotape yourself giving a homeless man money or food. What? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Why would you put them on blast like that? You know what I mean? That they're homeless.
It's mainly for the views to get money.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's a heartless person. You know, it's like sitting here, you know, you're seeing a dog get hit and you videotape that and said, "Oh, you know, he survived, but actually he's dead." You know what I mean? Like, why would anybody post things like that on social media that is uncalled for, especially for parents that are struggling with their kids? And then you go on the store and sit there and say, "Oh, I have $1,000 for you."
Or what's even worse is people film an old man getting attacked by a younger man because the old man said something. Like you're if you film anything happening to somebody else, another human being, you should be arrested and you should be tried for physically seeing that and not doing something to stop it.
Yeah.
Because now you're an accessory to a crime.
Exactly.
And I'm sick and tired of seeing that shit. I'm sick and tired of people filming it. Oh my god, he got knocked out. Da, 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 da. Like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's just rude, uncalled for, and things like that should not be videotaped.
I'm so sick of social media sometimes. And
Yeah, I'm barely on my phone. You know, I mean, we have family that are sick and things like that, but I don't talk to a lot of people, and I stay to myself, you know.
it's the same with me. Like, I don't talk to anybody, just my family. And honestly, I'm more happier being alone with my cat, but I'm more happy being alone than being with some, like, having all this attention and shit like that. Like, I don't even pay attention to our podcast on our views and stuff. My sister is the only one that actually is like, did you check her snap? Did you check her
Yeah,
or
because
not a snap?
I try to post us like more out there and things
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, I go, okay, I blasted us, and then I'll do it like 5 days later. I'll blast us again and things like that. But I try to keep us going, you know, due to the fact of what we talk about and how we want people to understand that it's okay to have opinions.
Yeah.
It's okay to be negative about things. It's okay to have that freedom of speech. That is why we are supposed to be a free country. And that's why we have our constitution.
Here's the thing. If you cannot if you cannot question our own elections, you're not living in a free country.
No.
If you cannot question the government, you're not living in a free country. If you cannot question the school systems, you're not living in a free country. If you cannot question social media, if you cannot question anything like that, or you can't even question a religion, then you're not living in a free country.
Exactly. And that's why we do this podcast. Is because we don't care what people think or say about us. We are the type of people that it rolls down our fucking shoulder, probably in between our ass crack, and we shoot it out. That's exactly what we freaking do. We don't care what you think. We don't care what you say, you know, but, you know, this is who we are. We've been like this since we were young. You know, we had to be outspoken. We had to be protecting ourselves because out there in the world, nobody is supposed to, you know, nobody does it for you.
Right.
So, you know, I'm the type of person that I don't, it's rare to get second chances for me, and I don't care if you like me or not. And with these kids, I've been like that since I was young. I mean, I didn't have clothes like all the other kids' clothes. You know, I didn't have, you know, Baby
Goodwill was our
Fats. I didn't
friends.
have Lisa Frank. I didn't have, you know, the Nike shoes or the FUBU shoes. I didn't have all of the jewelry that the girls had. I didn't have any of that shit. Nothing. We grew up so poor that we had to wear the same clothes we wore that last year, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And we got bullied so much, and it sucked, but you know what? It made us stronger. And on top of that, like, we saw ourselves like, well, they're bullying me because they hate their life.
Yeah, and we didn't have fucking cyberbullying. The bullies were literally physically there.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't have what they had, but I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I loved who I was. At the same, I hated who I was, so it was always conflicted as a teenager, yes. But I wouldn't change myself for nothing. You know, and my son always tells me, why do you always seem so cold-hearted? It's not that I'm cold-hearted, it's that I'm very blunt.
You're hardened.
And I have to, you know, tell my kids, like, I am this way for a reason. You know, I'm a very blunt person. You know, nobody stood up for me when I was getting bullied. You know, nobody stood up for me when things were happening. You know, I had to learn it myself. But I never wanted to be anybody else but myself.
Yeah.
And that is what kids don't believe in now. Crazy, huh?
Yeah. They're more ashamed of being themselves than they are being something that they're not. Most of these kids are not even what they are.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like I said, like the girl in the middle who makes $40,000, she says, "Oh, this and that," but she's probably a real piece of shit. Who knows?
Exactly.
We'll continue this a little longer.
Matches my personality, but it makes me really upset when like I FaceTime with my friend and she's scrolling through TikTok. It's really scary to see my friends kind of disconnect with me and just connect with these people they've never met.
What do you think is the misconception pro-social media people would have about people who are anti-social media?
That we're narcs and that we kind of hate social media like parents hate social media. I don't think they really know our stories and know why exactly we don't want to exist on the platforms in the way that they are.
I've had hurtful things posted about me, and the thing about the internet, it's there forever, and it's not like a word that was just said to me on the playground. It's something that's out there and other people can see.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate.
Social media makes you antisocial.
There can be communities found within social media, but my personal experience with it, and from a lot of stories that I've heard through Log Off, is that a lot of kids have lost people because of social media. And I think that that constant mindless scrolling allows you to kind of go into this bubble and just hunker down and to not really talk with people.
I know a bunch of kids that like don't know how to communicate outside of like an emoji or like outside of like a picture, or like only have one picture face, and like will repeatedly take the same, like we'll stop everyone in the friend group to pick a wall and just sit there and pose and take 100 photos and stand there and wait. Be like, no, take one more.
I definitely like would base like entire friend groups to hang out and just take pictures. Like we wouldn't communicate, it would just be pictures just to post on Instagram. And then I would find myself that like we didn't even connect when we were hanging out. It wasn't quality time, because I feel like, oh, I have to get that perfect photo of all of us looking like we're having fun. Even if we're not, I just need to get that so I can post it.
After a while, you feel the pressure and everything. People start being people and they're just empty profile pictures. People will come to me and they won't know my name. They'll go by my screen name. And then I'm just like, am I human?
I like to ask questions in comments and ask like, oh, where'd you get that? Or, you know, like, what hair dye did you use? Or something like that, because I think it's a lot more engaging. Or I like to, sometimes I'll make my posts, I'll make it a question, like the caption. I like to interact with like a lot of my followers through comments because I'm uncomfortable, you know, messaging them personally. It's good to like interact with the people that support you.
But what would you say to like bigger influencers like Kylie Jenner or like Kim Kardashian that can't have that interaction via the comments?
Yeah, and then Alex, some people just don't even reply to you. They'll just double tap, like the message.
Going off what you said about like making real human connection, have you ever like looked into like social media accounts that like promote that? Because I don't know if you guys know, we're not really strangers. If you guys know them, they have a card game. You don't know. Okay, so it's basically a card game where you have perception, analysis, and then reflection, and then you just have conversation like.
Okay.
I don't really like her, but okay, go ahead.
The fact that, you know, and that other guy, not this one, the one that you see on the screen, but the other guy made a good point. That people that follow you and shit don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
You're just entertaining them. Once your entertainment ends, they're gonna find something else to be entertained by. Here's a prime example. I'm kind of glad we're kind of talking about social media. Dr. Disrespect. There's been this whole thing about Dr. Disrespect, about the fact that he messaged a minor on Twitch. That's why he got banned. I don't know how long ago. So it was probably in 2017. The fact that and now that came out and he says, yes, I talked to a minor on Twitch, and it borderline, you know, inappropriate sometimes. But that's all he said. He didn't say it was a girl. He didn't say it was a boy. He just said it was borderline inappropriate. Okay. But these fucking influencers do a lot worse on TikTok, on social media, on everything like that. They're either showing their fucking cleavage to 13-year-olds. They're either talking about fucking someone in the ass, or they're, you know, I'm going to pound that girl hard, or, you know, girls talking about, oh, does he have a big dick or not? Like, so much perversion on social media. This guy talks to someone, which it came out actually that it was an ex-Twitch employee that was trying to destroy Doc's reputation. So he doxed Doc by pretending to be a minor to destroy him. Doc says, why are you doing that? I'm gonna end this. I'll pay you. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Okay. It went away for a while until this guy says, no, I want more fucking money. So he started posting all this shit about Doc, that all the allegations and stuff like that, about a minor, that he was messaging a minor and everything. And everybody's asking proof. Show me proof. Show me proof. Show me proof. None whatsoever.
Exactly.
It destroyed Doc's reputation. His friends don't even want to talk to him or play with him because of it, because they believe in something that's not even true. And it came out by his lawyer. All this shit didn't even happen.
It's all a lie.
It's all a lie. And now Doc, good for him. He's taking a fucking month or so off straight, enjoying his vacation because he wants to get out of this situation. They don't understand. Influencers don't understand. Your life can be destroyed in an instant like that, and no one will give a shit about you.
Oh, they'll turn on you in a heartbeat.
Oh, they'll turn on you in a heartbeat, just like Doc.
Yeah.
They'll destroy you in a heartbeat, like anybody else. Like if, for example, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian did something, her reputation would be gone in a heartbeat.
And that's the thing, is they're not understanding that social media, yes, it could be a good thing to a point, but then it could be a bad thing.
Yep.
And like I said, with kids getting bullied and suicide, having a lot of suicide, and having people hate themselves and they want to look like everybody else, and it's like they're not realizing that social media is a very harmful thing.
Yeah.
And it's scary for our children because, as a mom, you have to 24/7 look at your kid, make sure they're okay, make sure that they're not doing anything, making sure their phones, are not being blown up and it's something bad or being bullied. I mean, my son has been bullied before, and, I'm a proactive mom. I'm into the school. I talk to the parents. I figure out the situation, and it's not even my 15-year-old, my 16-year-old, the autistic one, he gets bullied a lot. And it's like, I'm 24/7 proactive with him because I don't want him hurting himself and thinking that that's the way to go.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand, he's not going to sit here and tell you, hey, I'm autistic. A lot of people don't understand that you could tell by how he acts. I don't want him thinking he has to wear a shirt saying he's autistic, because that's just ridiculous. Why can't he want to feel normal for once? He told me today, I have no friends, Mom. And it's so sad because he is my kid, and seeing him have no friends, seeing him have nobody that likes him because he's different, all because people say, oh, I'm different, I'm this and that, and it's all over Facebook, it's all over TikTok, and people get billions of people wanting to be their friend, but they're not really truly their friend. They're just doing it to show that, hey, I could do this, and then I'm going to get a lot of likes because I'm first.
Right. They basically do it for clout.
And it's so sad.
Yeah.
And no, my son does not have TikTok, he does not have Facebook, my 16-year-old, he does not have any of those social media things due to the fact of I already know where it'll end up at. Either he'll get bullied so bad or have fake friends.
Yeah.
I want him to have people that love him for who he is. I want him to understand there are good people in the world, because there is. Both of my children. But you have to learn and you have to see who's true and who's not. See, in a heartbeat, I could tell. I could tell by the way I look at you, and if you're going to be a good person or you're going to be a fucking fake person.
Yep.
And that's just because that's how good I am. Because I've been around all those people.
And you could tell the difference between the manipulators and the ones who like to use people.
Exactly. And my 16-year-old son, he would get used easily because he's autistic, and he's so eager to please people even if he's getting bullied. And that happened last year with him. Kids were telling him to do things inappropriate and do this and do that because he was so easily manipulated. Oh, I stepped that shit off like hell no, motherfucker. I went to the school and I complained. They weren't going to do anything about it. I would have gone to the board.
Yeah.
Because that's just who I am. And now they have to keep a bigger eye on him and make sure he's not, being influenced by these freaking punk ass kids. And that's what scares me.
Yep.
And my 15-year-old, he's smarter than that. But he just sees people get so much money from video games, so much money for this. But see, some of those people actually went to college to do what they do. And if they didn't go to college, they didn't do it overnight and got millions of views, dude. They probably had one or none for a long time. And that is what I try to tell him. You don't need to try to be someone you're not. Just try, if you want to do a video game and stuff, do that. But they don't need to see you. You could do it as your voiceover, because you're 15 and you're a minor. And I don't like that children are on social media showing themselves playing video games, because there's a lot of fucking predators out there.
Yes.
And I understand people are like, oh, we have to monitor it and stuff. No, it's not monitored right, because my son could get on social media and see girls, and then it can click into an OnlyFans that they have, and then they could do that way, and then it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And so that is what scares me, and that is why I'm so adamant about monitoring their social media. I try to give them their space and things like that, but yeah, I'm pretty adamant about what they do. And like I said, my 16-year-old, he doesn't have social media, but he does have PlayStation and things, and that's how he tries to get in contact with people that he don't know. And that was the issue today. We had a fight. Well, he fought with me because he didn't like that I went through his phone, or he didn't like that I was trying to see who he was adding, because it is scary.
Yep.
I don't know if these people are actually 16 or if they're actually 15, and if they're actually girls or boys or men. I mean, it's scary.
You should put a parent
control.
Yeah, lock. So he cannot add anybody without like a password or a pin.
Yeah, I have to go on his PlayStation to do that, because it was a lot of people he was adding. Like, it was over 1,000.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And it scared me, because I just like I said, I try. He turned 16. We are trying to do the whole trusting thing, and then today it just didn't happen that way. He blew up and he got mad because I wanted to see his PlayStation and see who he was talking to, and he didn't like that. And I told him, you are under my roof, and I do what I do to protect you, and I don't know these people. I mean, it's different. I can add people up the ass because I'm an adult.
Honestly, I don't like it.
But I don't add people. I mean, I got people. I play Fortnite, so I got people up the ass that had add me, almost 50 people, and I just let them stay there. I don't add them, except my Fortnite mom people that I add, and things like that. But I don't add people because it's just like,
I don't.
Why? Do I care to talk to you? I like to play my game by myself. And actually, I play with my 16-year-old son Fortnite. And sometimes, my godchildren I play with, and things like that. But I don't care to play with people in general, because that's just not who I am. I'm antisocial sometimes. And I think that's just because the way I was raised. But I mean, I'm an introvert and an empath, and I like to be by myself sometimes, and well, most of the time actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different to me. I like when people add me on video games, and I'm playing like the First Descendant, or if I'm playing like something else that's online, they add me. I'm like, no, I'm okay, and I decline the invite. It's not because like I don't mind playing with other people. I've always been a soloist. I've always been the lone wolf when it comes to video games.
Yeah.
And it's only because I only play with people that I know I can have a good, genuine, fun time with.
Yeah.
And it's only one person that's my best friend, but he has his family and shit, so I can't really bug him. But like I just can't. I don't know. I just like to be by myself. Even if it's online or massive online, I like to play by myself.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, so yeah, that was a big issue today. He had his meltdown and things, but I had to sit him down as after he calmed down and make him understand, like, there's a reason why we protect you, kids.
Yeah.
You know, and like I know who all my sons talking to, and they're all from Los Amigos and, you know, elementary, from high school, you know what I mean? And I know those kids, you know, and so that's why I'm okay with it, but they don't understand how scary it is in this world anymore. Like they've never seen how scary it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's just crazy.
All right.
Or how are you really, or you know, if how, like what would you name the chapter of this in your life? And then boom, we're in a 20-minute conversation that like she feels really low and she's trying to change, and you know, and I would have never thought that if this social media account didn't push me or didn't encourage me to have deeper conversations.
I agree, but I think the issue is with the algorithm in place. Like that's not popping up on my feed. Like I don't
Right.
know that those exist, and because it's so expansive, and because there's so much hollowness and mindless scrolling, like I've never found that. If I found that, I would have loved that.
With the algorithm and the fact that you never see those things, like I always feel like we're on a whole different side of TikTok than you are, and all it takes is just to look up like deep conversations on the internet. There would have been a Vogue article about we're not really friends, and then you would have looked it up, you know? So in order to change your algorithm, you just have to change the things that you're looking for.
But don't you think maybe like the algorithm in place is what's making it so dangerous? Because it's like they're pumping out these really terrible kind of like content videos, but also you've got like the attention economy where they're like fighting to get your information to then give to people, to like to put ads in your feed that you won't notice.
Even if you're not on social media, you know it's gonna do that anyway. Like if you're searching anything up, like if you're searching something up on Safari and you go onto your computer, onto Chrome, the ads will probably be the same. You know,
Right.
it's
It's
just
just the internet.
It's just technology.
Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna say this: Chinese owns TikTok. TikTok gets all your motherfuckers' informations when you have TikTok, and it just goes. That's why ads happen. Facebook, YouTube, all this stuff. When you see, like, if you're looking on something like on Amazon for a fucking microphone or whatever, and you see a ad on YouTube for a microphone, YouTube's doing the same thing. It's not just TikTok. It's the phone companies that are giving the information out to every single place to do these ad bullshit. The girl in the black doesn't realize too that the TikTok is just like YouTube, just like Facebook and Instagram. It only puts out what they want to put out, not what needs to be out.
Yeah.
You could barely find any truth stuff on TikTok now because the algorithm doesn't want that. They don't want the truth to be out. They want people to be brain dead, dumb, and fucking stupid to watch dumb and fucking stupid influencers like the girl in the black.
Yeah.
That's just how it is on all types of social media. And, you know, they don't, the girl in the middle between the two guys and the girl with the striped shirts both understand how it works. They know they're not going to get shit from it. That's why they're anti social media. And you could tell that they're smart. Well, besides the girl in the glasses too, but those two, you could tell they're smart because they're not on social media.
Yeah, they don't have to, you know, have friends on social media. That's what they're saying too, that they rather be out with friends and hang out physically and talk to them verbally and hang out than having their phones out. I mean, you know, they should do, I mean, a whole test should be done where how many people cannot touch their phone.
Yeah.
I go on the bus, actually the freaking like city bus, and I'm not on my phone because I'm paying attention to my surroundings. I'm paying attention to where I'm going, and every single person from old to young are on a cell phone. You go to a restaurant and people have conversations. No, they all are on their cell phones. There's no communication with nobody no more.
No,
it's all cell phones,
it's
and that's
quiet.
sad.
It's quiet in restaurants. It's quiet. Like even if you go on a date, if you really pay attention to your surroundings, you go into let's say an Olive Garden, it is quiet because people are either on their phones or they're just not talking to each other. And it's so bad that No, it goes to the mixer.
How did I do that?
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Yeah, you should be able to hear. That is different. The mic is plugged in. Yeah. Yeah, like you go to any place nowadays is on a date or whatever, and you actually pay attention, you just see people on their cell phones. They're not having conversations anymore.
I agree 100%. Me and my boyfriend, we go out, and I literally have to put my phone upside down because I want to spend every moment with him. You know, I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be called unless it's a child, of course, my kids. But, I mean, it's just like, why does everybody have to be on a cell phone? I just don't get that. Like, why is it so important? You can't even socialize with family.
Yeah.
You know, excuse me. Like, everybody's on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
A family gathering. Everybody's on their phones. They're not even talking to one another. Like, so, Christmas, sorry to interrupt. Christmas should be a family thing.
No,
not a social media thing.
Yeah, Thanksgiving too. 4th of July barbecue. Fucking birthdays. You should all put your fucking phones down. Or here's a challenge to all you. I don't know how many of you are gonna watch this, but here's a challenge for you. The next time you go see your family, next time you go see, like, have a holiday or a birthday, take everybody's fucking phone, put it in a plastic bag, and put it somewhere where no one could fucking reach, that only you know where it is, and see what happens. Either they're gonna be staring
blankly into abyss and don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do, or they're gonna start having conversations and shit and laugh,
and then realizing, holy crap, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know what happened. Oh my god, that really happened to you.
You changed your hair color. Oh my god, it's nice. When did you do that? See, that's shit you would actually hear people say. Oh, you changed your hair. Oh my god, you grew a beard. When did that happen?
You know, they should have a restaurant like that. And if you get a restaurant like this, you better put me as a patent, because, like, I mean, it's my idea. But I'm saying, yeah, don't be copywriting. But I'm saying they should do a restaurant where no cell phones allowed, and if you have a cell phone, you have to put it in their container, and it's locked, and they have a key until you leave. You know what I mean? But they should have it where no cell phones allowed, just talking.
Yeah.
An actually nice restaurant.
And not just for the customers, but for also the employees.
Employees as well. No cell phones allowed.
You know, it's funny that you talk about that. Where I work, they're enforcing that. No cell phones in the workplace. Like, all the employees can have cell phones.
I think all jobs are like that, but nobody enforces it.
Yeah.
You know, Walmart, Fry's, and everything like that. You are not allowed to be on your phone when you're around customers, but people don't give a shit. They do it anyways.
Yeah, because the ones that are enforcing it are on their cell phones trying to enforce it.
Yeah, and so it's just social media is something that is harming not just our teens, but everybody. And I mean, I should do that once a week. Just grab all our cell phones, put it in a plastic bag, locked up, shut off the internet, and have a good time. You know, and I mean, I know it would probably be hard for our kids, but if we can do it as a routine, I think it'd be good.
At least twice, like, start it once a week, and then twice a week, then 3 times a week.
Because then maybe that will help our children from being sucked into something that is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't know. Just social media.
I just hope we get to a point in our society where something cuts off our internet, cuts off our access to this stuff. I hope it does happen, because maybe we can go back to what humanity used to be before social media, where everybody actually gave a shit about somebody else. because
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times where people are, you know, people record other people getting hurt, people record other people getting shot or in an altercation, and no one steps in to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now everybody's like just taking their cell phones and watching it and just doesn't want to get involved. They don't want to get involved. I'm sorry, but like if I'm seeing someone getting attacked or robbed, I'm gonna go in there and fucking fight the motherfucker who's trying to rob someone. You know, and the saddest, here's the saddest thing too. There's even now a study going on that's University of Colorado or somewhere. I forgot the place, but there's a study right now being involved about women are not getting saved by pacifiers, either men or women. In the train of New York City, women get attacked. No one steps in to save the woman. And it's happening everywhere, not just in the United States, but it's happening all over the world. And no man steps in. Why? And let me tell you why. Because women, here's the number one thing. Women say they're strong and independent and they don't need a man. So men stepped back. Second of all, men cannot save a woman because if a woman can decide that he is the one who did it, he can get arrested instead of the burglar that actually did it. Thirdly, trying to protect someone nowadays ends up putting your ass in jail because even the burglar can put your ass in jail.
That's
If
crazy.
you scratch him or break his finger or whatever, he can say, "Oh, he fucking damaged my finger. This now I'm going to sue him."
Yeah.
So it's gone to the point where we can't protect each other because of this social media bullshit because everybody has their cell phones out. And the truth is getting so disinformation right now. When someone puts a video out there, they can alter it and make it seem like the other person was the bad person when it was actually trying to help. So I think, here's a challenge for every single one of you for 3 days straight. Just cut yourself from all social media, from all technology, from all anything that gives power to this stuff. Even if you have to shut off your lights and shit, but leave something to keep yourself cool and, the refrigerator going and stuff. And to have a book, like a book to read or a book to write yourself, write your experience, just board games or something like that. See how that affects you compared to being on your cell phone every single day.
Yeah, because you might be really, really happy.
Yeah.
And you might be really enjoying that you can look out and realize that, look up from your cell phones. Because a lot of people can walk into things and
It's funny as fuck.
it's funny, but, it's scary too because, I've seen videos where people walk into
oncoming traffic
because they're all involved in social media.
Yep.
And so it's just that's why we say just social media is just harmful in every way. I'm anti social media. Like, I don't care for it. I do what I gotta do to post us out, but I mean, yes, I go through TikTok once in a blue moon. Yes, I go through Facebook once in a blue moon. Same thing with Instagram. I got Snapchat, things like that. But I rather play my video games, and talk to my children and talk to my boyfriend. I don't care to. I'd rather have a face to face conversation with somebody, and like one of the girls said here, yes, when you get involved in scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and it's hard to get out of it, that should be scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should be where, like, oh shit, I can't stop scrolling.
Yeah, because you look at the time and it's like you started at 2:00 and it's already like 9:00 in the night.
Yeah, and I've even tested that myself. I don't go to bed, and when I do go to bed, and let's say it's at 6:00 at night, and I'm scrolling, and it's already 4:00 in the morning. Didn't even realize it. And I'm like, holy shit, I just wasted all my sleep that I need.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is why you put your phone away, down, when you're going into bed. Read a book and make your brain tired because it's trying to work, and a lot of people don't, do a puzzle, do a crossword puzzle, before you go to bed, because that's what they say. Your brain's working and it makes you tired and you're just like, okay, it's time for bed.
Yeah.
When you're on social media, your brain's working and seeing all these crazy and awesome things and all these new things. It's like new, new, new. And your brain's like, yes, exciting, exciting, exciting. You're putting all that, what is it called? I was going to put pheromones, but it's not pheromones.
Dopamine.
Yes. All in your brain and it's going to stay up.
Fake dopamine.
Yes.
So here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to see if I can find it. The effects of having your cell phone, especially your cell phone close to you at night.
I mean, close to you at night. I mean, I think it makes you go blind more. I mean, it I don't know. It's just something not good, and like I said, do something else than been having on your phone. Yes, have your phone just in case for emergencies and things like that, but why be on it when you're about to go to bed?
Well, here's a short video about the effects of Wi-Fi on and off with chia seeds.
Okay.
It's a short little clip, but it literally tells you the time lapse between the Wi-Fi on and the Wi-Fi off. So that should be something you guys need to understand. And a little bit frightening about that. The fact that Wi-Fi does affect, because it's sending out radiation, it's also sending out a frequency. This is why you cannot sleep.
Yeah.
This is why you have troubles. This is why you probably can't even dream. Also, having blue light on your screen keeps you from falling asleep. The blue screen makes you zombified. That's why there's a fucking thing, project zombification or whatever it's called, where blue lights make you just brain dead. I shut my shit off before I go to sleep. I shut my actual phone's mobile data. I shut my Bluetooth and my Wi-Fi off and my blue light. And I sleep. I always sleep wonderfully. I wake up restful and everything every time I do that. And, that's something that you guys need to realize too, that the stuff, technology is great, but the stuff that's in technology is horrible.
Yeah.
It is not good for us.
Yeah, and that's why, I wanted to do this little clip and, have this on our podcast today, was because, I just, had to deal with that today with my children with social media and how it's more important to, for them to understand that relationships should not revolve around social media. And kids need to understand that what you see on social media, that's not your life. So don't try to compare your life with someone else's life. And, when I say relationships, I mean, stop. If that other person is doing something they're not supposed to do, then why be in that relationship? And why, yes, you can love someone so much, but then they're toxic, or the relationship is in a toxic situation because social media has overtook your partner in that sense.
Yep.
Maybe you're not the one that's on social media 24/7 and that other person is, and then it's easy to get into other relationships with other people and showing yourself off to other people and texting other people and showing attention, and you're watching all this, or that's happening, then there's no respect for you and there's no respect for themselves.
And the saddest part is like, I go back to the attention, is when they keep doing this, they're getting attention, they're enjoying that, getting that false dopamine of attention, and they get addicted to it. And what it really does, it makes your other partner have less trust for you.
Not even for you. it's less trust for anybody they get into a relationship with.
Yeah.
Because that one person is fucking up. That one person has done things, and now you have no trust for anybody you get in a relationship with.
Yeah, because you can go in a new relationship and your mind's constantly thinking, is she doing the same thing my other ex did?
Exactly.
Or is he doing the same shit my other ex did?
Exactly. And that is why, like I said, I am involved in my kids' situation. I know they hate it. I know they don't like it. I know they say it's their private life, but it's not, because you're not 18. I tell them that. You know, you have to understand we do it to protect you, and we give you the advice that you need to hear because we're telling you the right way. You know, I want my children to understand that social media has destroyed this world, you know, and has destroyed everybody that's in it that uses it. You know what I mean? I don't go out partying. I don't go out drinking. I don't go out doing things I'm not supposed to. I don't do those things because what is that going to benefit? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
social media, I don't post things like, oh, I just got a Starbucks today and I'm
Let me
going to
take
post
pictures of it.
myself on TikTok. You know? And it's like, why does people need to know every day what you're doing? They don't. You know, they don't pay your bills. They don't pay, you know, you to do your social media thing. So it's, I know it's getting harder, and I know that social media is now the generation, and I know social media is now going to be coming into forcing people to use it to work and things like that. And I know the generation is different than where I grew up or where Malice grew up, but I think it's dooming us so bad, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
So I'm gonna play one more video for you guys before we end our stream. This is kind of like a real kind of superb thing. I'm pretty sure you've seen it on social medias. I'm pretty sure you've seen it, you know, on TikTok or X or whatever. But this is a good representation of what our society is like today. It was taken 7 years ago. Everybody on their cell phones.
Children being left out.
Yep. See, people taking pictures, eating on their cell phones.
Oh, that happens on the bus a lot.
Yep. Filters. Fucking Pokemon Go. Yeah, speed dating bullshit. Technically, cyberbullying. That's disgusting.
Heck yeah, it is. Suicide.
Yep.
That's a big thing. Nowadays, it's
And see,
huge.
everybody's fucking taking pictures. Not a care in the world. It comes to a point where people are just gonna fall off the fucking cliff.
And that's exactly what's happening nowadays. And it's so sad how it is so true about how everything is becoming, you
Yeah.
know?
It's the
And
most. Go ahead.
it's saddened because suicide is a big thing, and you know it's it hurts me to know that another child died because of bullying, because they hated their life, and it had nothing to do with their parents, but because of the kids at school. And on top of that, like being ignored by your parents because you're on social media, that's ridiculous. Or using your kids for social media and then abusing them. And there's a lot of cases like that. And that's ridiculous. So social media has destroyed our world so much. You know, there was two influencers that probably people know. Now they probably know the story negatively, but two influencers used their children for TikTok and all this influence, but yet they abused them, starved them, and beat them.
Yeah.
A little girl, her mom used her daughter for social media, saying that we love my little girl and blah blah blah, and but beat her all the time, and she died. And my thing is, that is where our mind is going, that social media is the most amazing platform and da 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 da, but yet you're abusing the people around you, abusing our animals because it's fucking funny to people, and that's what they don't understand. That it is destroying our youth and the people that are actually using it all the time. And it's just getting worse every single day.
There's always a right way of using social media, and there's always a wrong way of using social media. If you're using social media to put out good, meaningful information out there to help everybody else, to make them understand that you're not alone, or please understand that like influence talkers, like people that are out there actually going to big events and telling people their stories and expressing uh their sadness to a lot of other people who are going through depression or and stuff like that, are actually talking to them. There's a lot of good people out there who do that. But then you have influencers out there that stream, and then they're doing stupid shit like fucking going to a bar and damaging the fucking bar and getting in fights, or heavily drinking and doing drugs. And it's like, you're no.
Yeah, you're influencing my kid to do things like that. And
Yep.
so, you know, if you are, being bullied, if you are feeling depressed, if you are having suicide thoughts, please reach out to your nearest hospital. Please reach out to somebody, family members, go to therapy, do something. You know,
Reach out to somebody that you trust.
because, yes, suicide is a big, big thing, and we really hope that you guys again enjoy this topic. If you have any comments, any your own experiences, anything like that, please comment. Please keep trying to like, share, follow, notification. It's gonna get better, we promise. We're still, like I said, we're still getting there. We're getting better, thank God.
Our audio still may be kind of iffy.
Yeah.
But I only have one good microphone, which is what Zombie Mom is using. But we are already having everything we need, by season 2. We'll have better audio systems. We're gonna have better everything. Because when we did this podcast, we were not thinking about all this shit. We just wanted to do a podcast.
We wanted to see how it would be.
So it's a lot of up and downs when it comes to figuring everything out. So if she sounds loud sometimes, or if I sound too quiet sometimes, or if I'm too loud sometimes, we're still, getting kinks and stuff.
Yes. So like we said, follow, like, share, put notification. We're on Rumble, TikTok, and YouTube. And we would appreciate all the support and love from you all. And we are so excited that, we keep seeing, new people and seeing our videos. Please just keep finishing it, watching it all, put your opinions out there, give us some advice. We would appreciate it and love it. We are grateful for you to watch and hear us today. I'm just glad that you guys are enjoying us, and thank you so much.
Right. And before I close, we might do something a little bit different on the 25th, or maybe a little bit after the 25th of July. We're still going to do the podcast, but we're going to have visuals this time. I just have to figure out how am I going to do it. But if everything goes according to plan, you might have us talk at the same time play a certain video game that's coming on the 25th. If everything goes smoothly.
That'd be a great and interesting podcast.
Right. I'm pretty sure most of you know the 25th is what 7 Days to Die comes out.
I love that game.
The new updated version, the legit version of the game comes out. I'm gonna play it. I'm sure Zombie Mom's gonna play it too. We might play together, and we might have a podcast / game session.
That'd be cool.
So,
something different
right.
and something fun. And on top of that, we could talk about, other topics as well as killing zombies. So, I mean, that's a good thing.
It might be a lot longer than our 130 to 140 minute podcast. It might be a lot longer. So I hope you guys are there, are going to be up for that, but it should be fun. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode today. Please, if you're getting bullied, if you feel like you're not in control of the situation that you're in, if you feel alone, if you feel depressed, if you feel sad, there's help out there. There's people that care about you. Just remember that there's always someone that actually cares about you, that loves you and will miss you if you do something like that. Don't do anything like that. Go to that person, find somebody that you trust, talk to them, express yourself. Just remember you're never alone, because there's other people out there who are suffering just as much as you are. And for that, I bid you all a great night. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.